On this XRP Minute, we've got a very special guest in the house, which you will learn a little bit more about. And we're going to talk about MoneyGram, this whole MoneyGram scenario, foundational stuff that's going on the internet. I want to talk about some stuff that I keep hearing. I wouldn't call it FUD. I would just call it some doubt. We're all about zero doubt. There's some doubt going on in the community. I'm going to mention a little bit of SBI. And it all starts right now. Chip here with the XRP Minute.
Chipped a little here with the XRP Minute.
The chips are here with the XRP Minute. I'm the chain. We're here. We're doing a little bit of a live stream. Today's a huge day. His niece, my daughter's getting married. We're just doing a little bit of live stream. We're going to talk about a couple of things. So my brother, this is my brother, in case you haven't guessed, my older brother. I'm sorry, my younger brother, Chip the younger here. And yeah, we're gonna get some stuff worked out here. People are already blowing up my phone. That's always fun. But I want to talk. So hey man, introduce yourself. Where are you from? Tell me a little bit about yourself.
I'm the 2.5 year younger brother, believe it or not. Really? Yeah, that's what 50 pounds does to you. So yeah, Patrick here from Dallas. We're visiting for 3 days, 3 full days of crazy stuff. The wedding, of course, will be fun, but we'll see what happens before, during, and after.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Some operation you got here. Look
some
at this
operation. So we got all the lights, the green screen. He's like, what is all this stuff? You can see the green screen's failing a little bit when we get close like that. It blows our head out a little bit. I'm a little bit paler than usual. He's a little redder than usual. I don't know. It's something odd there.
This is close quarters, very close quarters.
Yeah, we're right on top of each other. It's a big room, but the green screen's a little bit on the small side, you know. So yeah, we get into brotherly things, having fun, goofing around, having a couple drinky poos together. Mr. Younger Chip, you want to run through? We always like to shout out who's number one, who's first in today.
I can't see it.
Okay, well he doesn't have his glasses. We got Alex Yeaton here today. We got James Malpass, the famous James Malpass is in here. Yeah, the one and only. And we got some other folks in here as well. And I'm really far away from the screen, so it's a little bit harder for me to see as well, even with the glasses on. But I'm just way further than I usually am. But I want to just thank everybody for showing up and popping into the stream. So I want just to get started with this money. Don't keep leaning.
I just can't believe there's so many lights. I would have never thought you have this many lights.
Yeah, there's a lot. Well, there's only 3 lights. Let's not get crazy. There's 3 lights.
But I can't.
We got a bounce board above here. We got a green screen back over here. And yeah, so that's why we have
it's an operation. Yeah, that's why I could never do this.
It's an operation. So I keep trying to get my brother to stream because he's a watch guy, right? So he came for 3 days, like you mentioned, and for some reason he also brought 3 watches. So he's a watch guy, and what's funny about that? We're talking about the different communities. Obviously, he's involved in XRP. We never talk about how much we have in our bags here. Mr. Younger brother Chip here. We never talk about that. What we do talk about is, so he did get in the XRP though, right? You got investment in XRP.
You would think plenty, yeah.
Yeah, he would think plenty. So he's doing all right. And really, do you own any other cryptocurrencies at the moment?
None.
None. And why did you invest in XRP?
Because you told me to.
That's the only reason you need to know. That's all you need to really know, because I told him to. You see, that's what brothers do, man. Brothers look out for each other, and he's like, you need to do this, you need to do this. He's like, I need to do it? He's like, yeah, but he since pops into, you'll see him in the streams a lot. He pops in here, and which is always a little bit of fun when he pops in.
It's good. I usually get the notification while I'm watching a watch channel.
Yeah, and and I'm talking about the our community. We have a lot of characters in there. Talk about some of the weirder characters you have in your watch community he watches. So he's friends with all the streamers. They're trying to get him to stream. I keep telling him to stream. He's like, I don't know if I want to do it. I'm like, let's get you on one of these streams.
A lot of work.
And we'll go from here. A lot of work.
Well, it's just fun. Of course, there are plenty of watch channels out there. And these would be people that enjoy watches, horology, and there's guys. It's the same thing. The community's all with the comments. We talk to each other. We goof around in the comments, making fun of or making, talking about what everybody has. It's interesting. It's you're talking with people who are interested in a similar thing you are.
Yeah, and it's like,
Simple.
and it's funny because the same similar type of things in the community that they have, it's I would say not the same, but it's very interesting. Some of the stories he talks about as far as what they do, you know,
Asking opinions.
opinions.
Our wives bust us though, like, oh great, you're on the computer talking to people you don't know. They're your friends. Like you just don't. They don't understand.
I
You
don't
know, that's
understand.
what they do.
What are the watch? So Malpass wants to know what the watch channels are because I think Malpass is like he likes watches too. But hey, by the way, he brought so he's here for 3 days. If you guys are just joining us, this is my younger brother, Patrick Chip. He's very
Real
steep.
names.
Yeah, real names. We don't care. We use our real names. We're not that bright. But also James Malpass is uses his name as well. Hey Patrick, welcome to the XRP family. Says X. It says Alex Yeet. He's out in Los Angeles,
Sweet baby.
which is also very cool. And yeah, so one of the yeah, we have that in common. We can both do that with our thumb, which is I don't know. I guess there's only a certain amount of people that can do it. So what we'll do is later I'll reach out to Malpass. I'll put some of the comments in here as far as the the actual watch channels. I'm actually making this bigger so I can actually say
Oh,
this.
now I can read
Yeah,
it.
you see it now. You can read it. Boom, there you go. Holy cow, you broke y'all thumbs. Yeah, man. Isn't that weird? It's like when we were in school, we'd bust out the thumb like that and people would be like, "Yo, what's up?" But his thumb actually he is like a
Mine just stuff keeps going.
his just keeps going. I don't know. There's a weird thing where a certain kind of people. Yeah, I don't know how you do
I
that.
was
Like
in kindergarten pushing a thumbtack in, and some kids started crying.
yeah,
Like, oh, that's this
and
guy thing. I'm like, what do you mean you can't do that?
we thought everyone can do it. Then we found out we were special. I think it has to do with the blue eyes too, which is
Mm.
a little bit of weirdness around that. I think it's like some kind of a missing
Uh-oh.
microchasm or something. Yeah, careful with the lights.
I
So
can
there,
barely
care.
move. I can't move.
Yeah, it's careful with the lights here.
So
So
some of these watch channels, like good friends, are Clive, the watch wrangler. Clive, Clyve. He's the watch wrangler. And then we have Bark and Jack.
Bark
He's
and
great.
Jack. See, the names are fun too. It's like we got some fun names.
That'd be Adrian Barker. He's in England. He's good. He drinks coffee and talks about watches. Those are interesting.
And these guys are so steeped in it. They talk about what they like about them, what they don't. And then there's some funny characters too. You got how about Archie?
Of course, Archie Luxury is the king. He's the king of all of it. Archie Luxury. He's been around for a good 10 years now, and he's quite an insane character. And we all get our terms from him originally, like Brocus Pocus. I'm Brocus Pocus, but I have 5 Pateks.
Yeah,
Rowlecks, Rolex.
yeah. So they have their catchphrases like we have Jungle Inc. with hello. We have the what is up, good people. The televised on the internet. We got the zoo. With the zookeepers. It's a very cool sort of a community. Dansky, what's up? If you're just joining us, this is Chip the Younger in town for my daughter's wedding,
Oh, it's
and
gonna be great. It's gonna be fun tonight.
it's gonna be fun. We're gonna be doing some fun things over here. So and it is cool. And I also want to congratulate James and Kickboy and Bones and Bob Moneybags all for the 1 year anniversary. That was really cool, man. It was like it was a fun show. And just when you think it couldn't get any better, they rolled out one of the legends in the space, and for a lot of John McAfee, who I've been a fan of since the '90s because he was always an outspoken character. But
Me
you
too.
guys did that interview, and I'm like, that's epic, man. It doesn't get any more epic than John McAfee.
Somebody
And
interviewed him?
yeah, the Zoo Channel, man. Zookeepers did it.
Wow.
Yeah, Zoo. They did it. See, I got to keep him up to see Malpass. I got to keep him up to what's going on in this community, man. Yeah, it was really awesome, man. And it was like, holy crap, these guys elevated, and it was like a bam, bam, like a 1-2, Yeah, weddings are always great and have fun. Thank you, Dansky. Much appreciated. Clipboard, too much hitchhiking. I don't know what that comment means. I hope you're not hitchhiking on
Too
your
much hitch,
phone.
no, too much
Well, this is too
hitchhiking.
much hitchhiking. Gotcha, man. Thank you.
Because I'm going that way.
And I'm going that way.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's a little bit weird. So we just jumped on today. I wanted to get to Ripple XRP, XRP Ripple. A lot of people, you heard this on the internet, they were really bummed out about the earnings call, right? So the earnings call, that's the microphone right there.
Just seen.
Yeah, he's just checking out the mic. I like to leave. Some people like to do this. You're like, I'm on. Look at me. I'm live streaming right now. I don't know. I just like
Got my own TV show.
Yeah, let's keep it off. I don't like putting it on there. It's always a little bit of a weird thing. But this MoneyGram earnings, the Q3, we heard from the CEO that it would be a thing in Q4. But I think what people are failing to miss, like even they only have one quarter open right now, and that's Mexico. There's only 10% of volume, I think, going through there. And I think what people are missing is foundational. When they build these giant buildings, when the original Twin Towers was built in New York, many people don't realize that what you didn't see was the foundation went 5 stories down into bedrock. I mean, Manhattan is basically rock.
I think it was 8. Yeah, I really think it was 8.
Okay, it was 8, but 5, right? The whole point,
I don't know.
the whole point of it is you had this amazing sort of structure happening. I think what most people are missing, they're always like looking at price. Not about price, it's about the foundational stuff. Tell him, bro.
I don't know.
He doesn't know. So it's about foundational stuff. But you know about building. You had a
Oh,
house.
yeah. Well, it's funny because, I'm used to the basement thing when we were up north. But down here, they pour a slab. Huh? It's crazy. It's not that, it's like, 16 inches.
And it's weird because,
Got to hold it up, though. It's got to
yeah,
hold the building up.
it is weird because the basement was where you threw all your stuff. It's like now it's in the garage or it's in like a
Black
crawl
hole.
space, and I mean it's not insulated from weather, but the basement was awesome. Like you had a basement bar. You set something up, put big screen down there. It was just another place to hang out. He's in Texas, in Dallas, and I'm over here in South Florida. It's a little. What am I gonna say?
I don't miss it because then it's a black hole. Once you put something in the basement, it's there for life till you
Right.
move.
And you're just aggregating stuff. Or you get the other thing people do is they actually pay like a company. They pay like a company to store their stuff. I always love the concept of like store my junk that's not important enough to be in my house, but I'm happy to pay you $200 so I don't have to look at it.
You can forget about.
On one of those storage places. You know what I mean? That's
Hmm.
always a fun thing. So what's Dansky? Man cave in the basement. Yeah, man cave in the basement. Right now the man cave has to be like where we're streaming from right here is the man
It's a
the,
man cave.
the
Okay.
man cave. It's the man
Or
cave.
the outside kitchen, all that outside space where you can actually enjoy yourself.
Right. Go out there, set up on the Chase Lounge, put a couple, chairs out there, pour yourself a little drinky poo, maybe a
Yeah,
whiskey or something,
yeah,
You know what I mean, bro?
yeah,
Yeah. You hear me? You hear me?
yeah. I
Yeah,
hear
you
you.
hear me? That's
Hmm.
cool when you look at somebody, you're like, hey man, I'm looking at you. You know what I mean? You're looking around like that. It's all a fun thing. And so I really think that we ought to focus our attention when it comes to the whole, and I mean, SBI's, I mean, we know Mr. Kitao, he's all steeped in SBI. He sits on the board of Ripple. And what's happening right now, I think the foundational stuff, most of the news around foundational stuff, what's new, what's coming out, what's happening as far as the companies that are adopting it. And when you hear Brad Garlinghouse say he gets an angry call from the CEO of MoneyGram saying, hey man, you're not moving fast enough. Why? Because they already recognize the opportunity. And yeah, there's other companies that have chimed in saying, well, it really doesn't do much. But when it's built, it will do everything. And it's easy to, once the hard work goes in and the building goes on, then everybody jumps in later. It's not like something. XRP Fanatic is here. He says, something fundamental is wrong with XRP. It's not normal to fall in price after so much news. If this was EOS, it would sky. Yeah, but you got to remember this though. There is phenomenal news, XRP Fanatic, every single day. And EOS, I mean, I watch EOS news. I watch a lot of the altcoin stuff. And EOS, yeah, something would raise the price in EOS, but it's very, very, doesn't get a lot of amazing news like we see in XRP. There's so much news to sort through when you're a YouTuber. You got to pick out the things that you're jazzed about. So I get that. And Crypto Popo says, hello, chain chat. Just got in here. Who is this couple streaming live? So this is right here. This guy right here. This is Chip the Younger right here. It's my younger brother who is in town for my daughter's wedding, and we're just doing a live stream. He's a watch guy. He brought 3 watches. Man, show him your watches. Tell him some stuff about watches, because we talk about tech here. There's a lot of new tech being put in watches. Come on, man. What do you got?
All right. Well, I brought a diver. And
Yeah, take it
where
on,
am I?
man. Show the peeps on
Nobody
there.
cares. Nobody cares.
Listen, I think we do. This is
Those
good.
people are strange anyway. It's a strange group of people.
Yeah,
Well, this is oh shit the balance. Sorry. This is the new 42 mil Explorer 2. Great. When your eyes get older, this got great legibility. It's fantastic. Not a lot of people can wear it. I don't buy anything new ever. I buy them a year old, and of course, this watch gets flipped a lot because of the 42. I have almost an 8-inch wrist, so I can manage it. Most people that wear it, it's too big for them. So I
but
think
what does
that's
it
what got me.
retail at? Like, what are you brand new or something like that retail?
It's 8150.
8150. Okay, yeah, and then you pick it up. So you can pick
This
it
is
up a
one of
little
the
bit.
this is the only Rolex currently that you can buy less than retail. And this one I got for 72, which was, nah, I don't think you could do that. That was 6 months ago. And then this one here, this is a Tudor.
Now, what are those things used? What are they using? Any of those? Because we saw that one. I did a story not too long ago about watches on the blockchain. Do you remember that name of that company? It was some Swiss company.
Oh yeah, yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, so they're doing something with the blockchain. It's funny that everyone's getting on the blockchain. Even like watches are getting out there. What
And
else you got, man?
I
What else?
get it. I get it that everybody Apple Watch, you have a phone, why bother? Who needs a watch? These are
That's my whole excuse.
well,
I'm like,
everybody says it, and these are mechanical tools that truly could last, four or
there it
five
is, right there. There's the
four or five
time.
hundred years. Well, sure, I have to look at my phone to see what I'm going to set the time at once I set it. But these things are plus minus a second.
And what are we looking at here? What is this watch
This
right
is
here?
a Tudor.
Tudor. Tudor is the name of the
Tudor's made.
manufacturer.
It's a sister company of Rolex. It's
You pull it back a little bit on the fly. There you go, right there.
my turning. It's so weird. So there's a Tudor Pelagos. It's a dive watch. It's quite thick. Has a helium escape valve there. Upon return, it has a
What do you mean an escape valve? What do you use
well,
that
when you
for?
go down deep, because we dive 3 feet into the pool, but this thing can go
3 feet.
this thing can go 4,000 feet underwater. It's a pretty waterproof watch. Anyway, it's a fantastic watch. Got great. It's got a great bracelet to it. This whole watch is titanium, which I'm not a fan of. I knew I wouldn't keep this watch. I wanted it for 4 years, never bought it because I thought for sure I'd flip it because I don't like the titanium, and the titanium is not as good as
And what's that
stainless.
retail for, that watch right there?
This one is 44,
44, yeah,
and
44
I
times
picked it up brand new. I waited. I wasn't looking for it, but I found it for 3 grand, 3,100.
Nice.
So I know I can flip this and make $1,000 on it easy.
Bam. What else we got? What's the number
By the
three,
way,
third
by the
name?
way, I have a limited amount of watches, and in order for me to get another one, I have to sell something. My budget is capped. I used to be 20 watches, now I'm down to 10, more quality. And but
Nice.
if I want something, I got to sell something, or sometimes I got to sell two. And then this one here, I picked up from the Clivers. This is another one I picked up from a friend. This is an interesting watch. It's called a Milgauss, and it's anti-magnetic to 1,000 Gauss, and it's the ugly duckling of this group. There's 3 different colors in this one. It has polished center links. It's more of a dress watch, but it was originally made for engineers back in the 50s, being anti-magnetic. If someone's working on something, as you'll see, I don't know if you can see, the second hand is like a lightning bolt. It's orange.
Kind of like a lightning bolt, what we're ready to happen. And, we talk about the Lightning Network,
Oh,
and I just want to I want to kind of segue a little bit. We talk about we hear so much about the Lightning Network, with Bitcoin. And here's the thing. I mean, what disappoints, will probably disappoint a lot of people in the community, the BTC maxis, is that I don't ever believe that we're ever going to see Bitcoin as a payment route. It's too much of a dog. And so if you got to build something, a hack on top of it called the Lightning Network, and it's been having all kinds of challenges from timing it out and all that stuff. He's like, so Dansky says you need more arms. That's the thing. You need
yeah,
more arms, man. You just need to put them all the way down, adjust
straight
them
them
on
out.
there.
And
And
I do wear it on my right arm because I'm left-handed. That's how I
yeah,
can tell people. If you ever see someone, you always look, you can tell right away they're lefty because nobody else would wear it on the wrong arm.
yeah, there you go. Well, except if you're the other one. So, and that's why I say, unless there's some fundamental changes to the structure, which I don't see happening, and it hasn't happened in 11 years with Bitcoin, we're not going to see it anytime soon. I think what we have to put as a community, you see all these crazy Forbes articles. They're talking about what's possible, what's not possible, and will Ripple, and they always use these clever words like, and they claim, it's like, oh no, it didn't happen. It's a claim. It could be possible, not possible. We know the difference. So I would like everybody to really spend time and really look at the foundational stuff that's happened. It's structural in nature, and the groundwork's being laid. And I know we've had like XRP fanatics saying something's wrong with the price. I don't think so. I really think that if you start packing those bags, and again, I'm not a financial advisor. He is, not really, but he's a watch advisor. He is my watch advisor. And
You have no watches,
how
zero
many
watches,
watches do I own?
zero watches,
I
which
think
is
the
good.
last watch I had was like a Swatch watch. I used to have those. I thought they were cool, different colors. But again, I have
They're
the
back with those. They have a new one. They've Swatch now makes a watch that's 100% made by machine. It's $150.
no, no
It's
kidding.
actually
Is it any
51
good though? I mean, is it a decent
51
watch?
pieces. It's 100% automatic, and it's 51 pieces in the
Well,
entire.
Sam had a really good comment here. He's like, hey man, why don't you sell those watches and buy some XRP
How much can, I mean, other
after
than being
minting?
published and other than being published as somebody is the name of how much you own, I think I own enough to
Yeah, I
get me
think he's all right. I think he's
to
gonna
get me
be.
there.
Yeah, I think he's all right. And I think too, I think it's just like anything, it's a hobby. Like we have some people in our community that are car collectors. They love to collect cars.
Takes up more space in garages. That can keep
Yeah,
these
I
things
don't like
that's
that
crazy.
really so much either. That's always kind of a weird thing. But when I think about like SBI, SBI is gonna be blowing this up. I do feel like when you start, you gotta kind of caution yourself. It's fun to watch people, the other YouTubers that are like, man, we're at the precipice. We're gonna blow it up. We're gonna do it. I mean, I would love to do just one hype video just to watch how crazy it blows up, just for the sake of doing it. But it's not about hype. It's about presenting real stuff, real facts. And a lot of times people are looking for the hype thing. It's like, yeah, yeah, we're right on the edge. And I'm telling you, we're right on the edge too. But that could be a 5-year edge. It could be a 6-year edge. But do you care? Do you care if your whole life changes in anywhere from 3 to 5 years? That's why it's called HODL, right? And that's why you hold long term. It's not necessarily about,
Is that mom?
what's that? Patricia C. That's actually not. That's
Oh, I
Patricia C.
was gonna
You
say.
thought you thought our mother joined in on there because her name is Patricia Chip. Hey guys, what's up? Good morning. What's going on, Patricia C? Patricia, I
Sorry,
believe
Patricia
you
C.
are from. Are you from Portugal? Is that the same Patricia C I'm thinking about? You'll let me know in the chat there. But over he's like, what are my mom's like outing us? Funny because I tell her parents about this. Like, hey, we're on there. Like, what do you mean a YouTube channel? I watch YouTube. They go, what do you mean a YouTube channel? Yeah, what are you talking about? I don't get it. So then as soon as that Libra thing blew up, all of a sudden, mom's on the watch. She's like, oh my God, this is good. I think this is good for your space. That Libra coin that Facebook's doing,
Who said that?
mom did. Mom, she called up. She was all excited about it, saying, I think that Libra coin is going to be really awesome for your space. It's going to be, yeah, Patricia C, exactly. Yeah, yeah, all right, Patricia C, good. I want to make sure I got the right one. Where are we from? Where are you from, man?
Texas?
Texas, originally from Western New York, just outside a little town called North Tonawanda, outside of Niagara Falls, New York. But you
We
spent some time in Rhode Island, Northeast, and
yeah.
then you moved to Dallas, right?
It was a long trip to get to freedom. Yeah. So we grew up in Buffalo. That was fun, shoveling every minute.
Yeah,
And then our father used to say, "Hey, Dad," we'd say, "Dad, could you please buy a snowblower?" And he'd say, "What do I got to buy a snowblower for? I have two snow throwers right here."
yeah, that was
Which,
always fun.
yeah, that was great. Then I moved to the further east to Rhode Island. I was there for 15 years till I was able to find my way to the land of freedom in Texas, and
You guys you don't have state tax there?
no state income tax.
Okay, we don't have a state tax here either. Okay, there's no state income tax, no state tax. You live in the South,
Good gun laws, good. It's just a good freedom seeking people. So it's nice.
and that's one of the things we talk a lot about on this channel. We talk about freedom. We talk about privacy, and the privacy is always inflicted. As steeped as I am in Apple, he's an Apple guy too. And I brought him over to the good side there. He was on the dark side for a long time. But I remember the first time you bought you bought was it a Mac? And he goes like this. He goes, I just plugged it in and everything worked. I can't believe it. It just worked. The printer worked. Everything worked. I didn't have to spend 3 days figuring stuff
And
out.
then I had to buy one for Dad when he was working with me,
Yeah.
and he's like, "I don't want this. I like my old one." And then he moved everything onto it, and like a year later, I'm like, "Hey, Dad, how long have you had your MacBook?" A year. How many viruses have you gotten? Or how much virus protection do you have on it? None. How many viruses have you gotten? None. It's pretty good. Three. I do it every year, 3, 4 years. It's great. But that day will come. Hey, you want me to tell my Brad Garlinghouse story?
Yeah. Please tell your Brad Garlinghouse
Did we
story.
ever say it on the
I
air?
never have talked about it because but he has an amazing Brad Garlinghouse story that
I thought I was getting punked one night. I'm over visiting a friend. It's around midnight. We're just,
where is this? Let's set the setting. This is in Dallas.
I'm just over at a friend's house, and
Yeah.
he says to me, I think I asked, I'm not sure what it was. I think I
It's
asked him.
about cryptocurrency
Crypto,
conversation
yes. And I
about.
said, well, I have some XRP. He's like, oh. He says, it's funny, because Brad Garlinghouse? He said, I had lunch with him the other day, and I was like, what? Wait, what? I'm looking around thinking, you kid, because he's never said a word to me about it.
This is a guy you kind of know, but you just never
He
really.
goes, yeah, he sits on the board of my company. He goes, in fact, I had lunch. I sat next to him at lunch yesterday at a group lunch. I said, stop. What do you? He's like, yeah, he's a great guy. In fact, I've met him, like, I've spent some time with him, and he says everything. I go, so how much XRP do you have? And he says, none. I said, dude, come on, what's the matter with you? You've had all access to understand it. I mean, my brother told me to get some, I got some, but you're talking with Brad Garlinghouse and you don't have any.
Yeah,
So then I
weird.
fired up my exchange and showed it to him. And he's like, oh I said, just drop some bombs here, man. Drop some and get some.
Yeah, and I
And
think another thing you told him too was like I think you showed him the XRP minute. Said something about me or
of
did was
course I
it?
did. Yeah.
Yeah. And what did he say about that?
I forgot. What did he say?
I don't know. He said something. I think he
No,
was like, "What do you mean?" Because I think he was shocked that you
he
knew
didn't.
about
Yeah, yeah. He
XRP.
was blown away by it. But I just don't. I couldn't understand why he had such knowledge of it. He's heard of it, and he has none. I mean, at this price, it's ridiculous. Go.
Yeah, and the company name is I can't remember the new company. If you just type in Brad Garlinghouse, you type in board member, you'll notice that's the first thing I did. I think that it's a Kansas company, right, or something
Yeah,
like
which
that.
I'd rather not mention,
Yeah, I
but
mean
you can look it up
yeah, we're not going to get into it, but you
because
can look
that's
it
his
up
business.
yourself.
But
Yeah,
they're both actually. My friend is also from Kansas as well, and so that's what he said they talked a lot about is two guys being from Kansas.
yeah, just two guys making it in the world, trying to get a nut from Kansas, and both of them seem to be doing pretty damn well for themselves. No longer how do you call them? Kansasers,
Kansans.
Kansans. Is that what they call
I don't know. I have a
them? Is that the official one? Sam, thank you very much. Appreciate the
as
sub.
in a Kansan.
A Kansan, a can. You can. Like
Yeah,
is in a can. What's up, Jordan?
Kansanite.
Derlix, what's up? From Belgium. Hey man, nice. From Belgium. I almost went to Belgium once. I was in the Netherlands. I was supposed to do a day trip over to the Belgium, and it's on my bucket. I gotta get there, man. I
Did
gotta
you?
get there in
Sam
Belgium.
just subbed.
I know that's awesome. I appreciate that, Sam. That's all really, really good
You owe me,
stuff,
dude.
man.
All right, Sam.
Boom. All right, man. That's starting to hurt a little bit. So Trexie XRP says, hey, XRP was 0.006 in January of 2017 and then 367 in January of 2018. That's a 600 times, which is 60,000% increase in just 12 months. Can't accept that XRP can get back into a $3 range. You're not ready for the 10K XRP. And I think you're right. A lot of people also think too that because they're still what make people are and the illusion of is they say, well, Bitcoin, there's only 21 million. Well, there's 21 million total supply, but guess what? 4, 5, 6 million are lost forever. Maybe there's 15 million, and then look who controls Bitcoin. The top 2% own 85 or 90% of it. So now you're talking about this slim, and that's gonna be the money that's gonna be used
Who
around the
can
world.
use it? Who can use it?
It's not going to happen, people. And you're talking to a former BTC maxi. I started in 2013 with BTC, and oddly enough, it was a cross-border payment that got me there. It was like, so I had to start up with three other co-founders. Two of them were from the UK, one of them was from Sydney, Australia, and we were trying to move money, and Swift was just ridiculous. So we set up an exchange, got Circle. I think it was Circle back then. I used flipped over the XRP onto, or actually Bitcoin, flipped the Bitcoin back, got the Bitcoin, and then we're able to sort of move forward with some BTC, and that's what impressed me about BTC because my buddy, and thankfully he's the one that got me into crypto. He is a major BTC guy. He keeps a lower profile, but he's hung out with everybody that you know of and can mention in the BTC space. He's hung out with them, had dinner with them, gone to all the conferences with them, and he was the guy. He's a major player. He keeps a low profile, doesn't like his name out there. But again, he's always sending me pictures with all the famous people that you know in the BTC Maxi crowd. Even pictures with Pip Hayden back in the day when she was a BTC Maxi. And now, of course, we know she's big and as heavily steeped in XRP. But I know that she probably has a nice bag of BTC as well.
Probably.
So anyway, we want to just jump on here, get on here. My brother and I have been talking about doing this. I want him to start streaming. I think it's really important to stream. Come on, Chip the Younger, you got to start streaming, man. You got to watch now.
I don't have anything to say.
Just he doesn't have anything to say. Doesn't have anything to say. What's up, Blue Rum 618? And the Ponzi scheme plus token in China still owns 1% of BTC. Yeah, you're right. And they're the ones controlling 50% of the marketplace when you think about it. The BTC, where's all the mining happening? There's a lot of, listen, I think BTC was amazing. It is a great store of value. It doesn't really have a solid use case. And if people think it's going to be payments, they're sadly mistaken. It's never going to be a payment rail. There's so many other cool new projects that are coming along. We did Eagle, who's another contributor on this channel. We have another channel, by the way, Sam, if you're still on. If you look in the description, there's another channel. We have two channels. We do a live channel because this particular place basically punishes you for variety. You either do all live streams or you upload content. When you start mixing them, it does weird things to the algorithm. That's why we have an on the chain regular and an on the chain live. So whatever channel you're on, you can always subscribe on the other channel. Mike Smith, what's up from the UK? Where are you from exactly in the UK? It's it's a bigger space. I mean, where are you from? You say UK. That's United Kingdom. Could be what
Region.
yeah, region. Where are you? Are you in the are you Great Britain? You in Ireland? Where are you? Scotland, Wales? I don't know where you're from. Hey, what's up? So Sam, yeah. So go ahead and sub that other channel, and we have some other contributors. But there's a new project. I thought it was really amazing. It's called Eternity. AE. It's like eternity, but with an A. Really cool stuff. They're doing with smart contract. And you go do Eagle did a nice breakdown on that. You can check that stuff out there too. Oh, Bath. Okay, I've been to Bath, man. So Bath, so Bath is very close to Stonehenge, if I remember. I think I was in Bath, and then I think we went to there actually is a Roman some what are they called, hot springs there as well. Am I right about that, Mike, or am I crazy? But I think Bath is very close, if I remember, to Stonehenge, not too far away. Did a day trip from London, bus trip where we went over there. Thank you, Sam. Much appreciated, man.
XRP Carolina. Go ahead, sorry.
XRP Carolina's in the house. What's up, XRP
Yeah.
Carolina? Another streamer too. Hey, hey, on the chain. Chip and Chip, the Chip and Chip Road Show. What's going on, man? Yeah, he's a streamer too. Go sub XRP Carolina channel. You just click on that. Yeah, I would tell you to do that, Sam, too. If you want some other awesome content, you just those little three dots next to his name, or click on his name. You can go over there and sub him as well. Yeah, see, Patricia C knows what's up. She's like, "What's up, Carolina?" Carolina's in the house. Yeah, he's another YouTuber that I like to watch his content, man, and another great guy in the space, And it's like it was cool. I never really kind of saw him or heard him before he started streaming, and it was on Brad Kimes one on like a little mini meetup that I got to see him and some other cool people in the space. And we've been talking about having like a winter wonderland getaway meetup down here in South Florida, maybe February. When you've had it remember the winters? They sucked, right?
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Look at Dansky, he's like double chip, chip and chip. Chip and chip and chip and chip.
It's a great last name to have. I mean, think about it. It's ridiculous.
And it is a last name. And the funny thing, even in business, I was talking to my neighbor. He goes, "Man, I've been calling you Chip this whole time." And I'm like, "Dude, no one knows my real name. I didn't think our parents know our real name. I mean, everyone calls us
It's
Chip."
pretty dumb. One time I was at a lacrosse game, my son's lacrosse game. It's probably the fifth game, and and the parents are like, Chip, go, Chip, go, go, Chip. And then one of the moms yells out, "Hey, what's Chip's last name?" I go, "Chip." What? What's his first name? Cam. They're like, "You're kidding me. I thought his name was Chip." Everybody calls him that, and that's. I mean, they called me Chipper at school. No one ever called me Chip. But when
Yeah.
you do meet people, you introduce yourself to them. They're like, "Hey, Chip, I got an email yesterday from a guy I've known for a year," and he says, "Hey, Chip." I'm like,
Yeah,
if you call them by their last name, they'd be insulted. But I'd be like, "Hey,
well,
it's Mr. Chip to you, Mister."
I've actually done that before. They go like, "Hey Chip," I'm like, "Hey Wiskowski." He goes, "Oh crap, I just noticed that's not your." I mean, now people use my first name. I'm like, it's always seems a little bit weird. So, and even like the neighbor, I'm like, it's who care? I love it, man. It's
You
simple and
can't correct
easy.
them. Why correct
Wouldn't
it?
correct them at all.
Because it is accurate.
Hey, what do you think about China going all in on cryptocurrency and blockchain? Yeah, so I have some thoughts about
I
that. So
have to.
thank you. You know what, Mike? I love that question a lot. I'll tell you what my thought is on it. If you're a communist country and you want to keep tabs on your citizens, blockchain is the perfect methodology. So add that to the AI stuff you have going on. Add that to the cameras everywhere. They track your movement everywhere, and now they're going to create incredible transparency with blockchain. Don't think they're doing it for the reasons that happen in freedom countries, and other, republics, constitutional republics, or democracies. Don't think that that's why they're doing it. Everyone's like they're going all in. They're going all in because they're going to track you down to where you were. And if you guys add in their social score, they have a social score. Depending on where you fall in that score, if you're high, you get certain privileges. If you're down here, you don't live anywhere near the city. So in your social score, you're living in a village that doesn't have water. You're living in a village that doesn't, we
That's
heard,
me.
yeah, that's you. That's the social score you end up with. So that's a really good
No
question.
water.
Hey, what's up, David D? Thank you for jumping in. He just landed. Sorry, joined taxing. Yeah, right, man. Appreciate that. So, yeah, we talked about a couple of little things here. Some of it not having to do anything with XRP, but I really do like the question, Mike. It's a really solid question. I think a lot of people spend a lot of time thinking about, oh my gosh, they're really going all in, and it's really think about it. Think about the country. They are going to keep tabs on the citizens, right? which is a
It's
good
no
thing.
different than ours either, but it's just we're not communist, of course. But the blockchain is a tracker. Not to mention, they don't really care about their currency as they devalue it and liquidate and dilute it. So it just puts it back into a
Yeah,
different type.
yeah, and that's a good thing too. I mean, they've manipulated the hell out of their currency, and it's a really good thing. I mean, we're all looking at it from our point of view, saying, "Oh my gosh, China's going all in. What's going on in the U.S. and the country you live in?" You're like, "What's the UK doing?" We're still talking about this whole Brexit thing. We can't get that thing done. By the way, it was the 31st yesterday. What or
No,
two
today's the
days
second,
ago?
yeah.
What happened? I haven't even been following that. I've been so caught up in this
Wedding
wedding
plan.
stuff. Whatever happened with the Brexit thing, man? It was supposed to like be either the deal wasn't approved. It was supposed to go down. I usually try to track that. I need blockchain to track all this political stuff. But anyways, we jumped on here. We want to do a little quick stream. I've been wanting to stream with my brother for some time. It's been really cool. Jay Bot, what's going on? Chips thirds. You got
So
to make the.
Here's the question, everybody listening. So, what time tonight do you think the police actually show up for the wedding? What time will they arrive? What time? Well, forget that. What time? Whatever time they're called. At what time do you think the police will be showing up at this wedding tonight? Because you know how it happens when we get together and throw a party.
Yeah, it goes a little crazy, man. So Nick Black says that Brexit pushes off until 2020. Yeah, I kind of saw that coming. Extended to the end of January. Yeah, okay.
Oh yeah,
That's
they
gonna.
just keep working on it. Yeah,
Yeah, 2016 to
another vote,
2020.
one more
Yeah.
vote.
Do another vote. They didn't realize what they were voting for. They were crazy people. They didn't know. They were
They're
manipulated.
capable.
It was funny when somebody had mentioned somebody I'm very tight with in the space who's also over in the UK said, "Man, they were manipulated." I'm like, "Are you kidding me? How could they have been manipulated? There was so much positive stuff. There's so much stuff against Brexit. I mean, even before the vote came out." But I'm not gonna get in that. I know that divides people and splits people. Look, I mean, sometimes things go your way, sometimes they do not go your way. XRP's at 29 cents. They're able to move a millionaire of dollars on 29 millions of dollars on 29 cents. Dansky, yeah, Brexit delayed
Good
until
point.
131.
Never thought of that one.
Yeah, it's a good point. Millions of dollars at 29 cents. That's a really good point, man. Yeah, there's some really good comments here. It's one of the things I love about live streaming that you don't get when you do a video. Because first of all, it's a little weird. Tell them how weird it is. You're sitting there looking at a camera.
Much
You're looking at a bunch of screens talking into a microphone. But what makes it fun?
And I'm looking all over the place.
He's all over. He doesn't know what's going on. But what makes it fun is
Deflectors,
he's looking
reflectors.
he's looking at all this other stuff. And when you think about it, I lost my train of thought, man. I was going
Perfect.
somewhere with that.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's what it is. But I was saying that
I feel like I'm learning something because it smells like a school in here. Why does it smell like a school?
might have been all the books that I've been reading. Yeah, it might have been all the books I've been reading. I've been acquiring knowledge through books. I've been acquiring knowledge.
I'm not a fan of schools.
Yeah, I learned. I'm a self-taught person myself. Most of the stuff I've learned. People are like, how'd you learn how to do that? I'm like, you know what? YouTube's the greatest teacher there is.
Yeah.
But you can't trust all of it. But you want to change something in your car, you're like, hey, I need to change this little thing, and my dealership said that they would do it for $300, so I bought the part for like $3. I tore apart my. It took me about 11 minutes to fix, and it cost me $3 and 11 minutes of my time. So that was a YouTube video. It took 3 or 4 videos to get to it, but hey, ZNI is in the house, man. Digital Nomad Investor. Happy weekend, XRP family. Hi, Chip and Chip. This is Chip. This is Chip. We got the Chip. Chip here with the XRP minute.
Yeah, me too.
No, you're supposed to say
Oh,
Chip here with the XRP
other
minute.
chip here with the XRP
Yeah, the
minute.
other Chip. Chip
Hey,
the younger.
how many XRP are there again?
There's 100 billion XRP.
100
And there's
billion.
40 some billion, and but DNI probably knows this. Probably Carolina
100
does.
billion.
Yeah, 100 billion. But in circulation, I think we're into the 40 billion plus. You guys probably looked that up.
And what do they keep? They retain how much?
Well, they're releasing $1 billion. A billion gets released in the ecosystem every month. It's an escrow. They cannot touch it, so they release it, and that's what ends up. So I think we're eclipsing the 50% mark, and we also know too the validators. It's impossible for a veto power by Ripple on the validators since it's now really decentralized because they only, I believe, have 7%. And it's not enough to go ahead and make changes, which is pretty awesome. 50 billion in escrow. There you go.
I thought
So
they
yeah,
kept
nice
it.
one, Jay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 50 billion, so 50 billion. And this is another reason a lot of the other projects they think it's not going to do well. They're like, well, there's not enough in the ecosystem. I mean, there's only 21 billion. Okay, there's 21 billion.
What's going on with my shirt here?
Oh man, 21. There's 21 billion or 20. I'm sorry, 21 million BTC, right? And if 4 to 5 million is locked up forever, then what does that mean? That means, and then you have a lot of it controlled over in China, and then you have the top 2% that own 80% of it. So this is what you're working with. You're working with a minute number. And I don't think people even know what's going to happen. All I know is the people that are sitting inside of this space right now, the people, you guys right here in the chat, are the smart ones. You did your homework, you did your research, you started figuring stuff out, and you're really early to the party. And that's always uncomfortable going to the party early. You're like, yeah, yeah, yeah. You get there, what happens? You walk in, you see all the hors d'oeuvres, you see the people, you think, crap, am I at the right place?
Is that how
It's
it got so heavy? I always get there early and eat all the food.
I think so, maybe. You get to the party, man. Circulating supply, 43.2 billion. Nice going, Dansky. Yeah, I thought it was 40, early 40s. At least 20 billion, and I own some of that. Good. Yeah, Jay, we all own a little bit of that, Jay Vaught. He's funny, man. He owns a little bit of that. And yeah, that's the funny thing about this whole community is you're early, man. And it's weird when you get to the party early. You feel weird. You show up later, you kind of like just pop in the party. There's a lot of people there already. They're like, hey, hey, how you doing? Or they're happy to see you. And it's a little bit more exciting. But guess what? You were early to the party, which means you're going to get the biggest reward. And you know what? I'm not a financial advisor, but I like stacking those bags. You put a little bit in here, a little bit in there. Yeah, maybe you bought at 29. Hey man, some of us bought in the $3 range. I know D&I bought all of his at 3. D&I bought, I think, 90% of his bags at the $3 mark. No, I'm just messing with you, man. You did not. I know that. 10 billion to
I got them
SBI.
at
There you
50.
go.
That was pretty sad. I still holding a bunch at 50 cents
Yeah, there you
back
go.
a year ago.
But I bought some at 24. Originally, when I gave advice to someone else, sometimes you have to take your own advice. Someone was looking to get into cryptocurrency. I believe at the time XRP was at 14 cents, and I'm like, this would be a good one to get into. I've been looking at it and do some research, but I didn't because I didn't take my own advice. I got in a little bit later when it started rising. But when you bought 100,000 at 0.006, or you bought a million at 0.006, every time it goes up $1, it's $1 million in your pocket. So we're all going to be, yeah, you bought it at 14. There you go.
Gonna be
XRP
fancy
has
watches. Gonna be buying some watches.
XRP font of the line to history, front of the line to history. Yeah, we need an R in there. I said font. I'm like, we're getting into graphic stuff. No, it's front of the line to history. Right. This is the very first opportunity for wealth creation. Some of us missed the dot-com boom. We all had a chance to buy stuff. I owned Apple early, sold my Apple stock. Amazon early, sold Amazon. And this is the lesson we learned.
I had my Apple at 83.
Did you? I bought it at 90 and then I liquidated XRP over when it went over 200. Now it's at an all-time high, but I think I sold at 220, which is pretty good. And bought a bunch of SBI stock when I'm sorry, MGI, MoneyGram. I bought MoneyGram when it was dollar something, one as high as 530, 540, and that's a good one to watch too. And the competitor, we all know who the competitor to MoneyGram is. We know what they've been saying about Ripple and XRP. They said they used it, but this is Western Union, but it wasn't so bad. But then right after they found out they did that deal, there was a CEO on stage going, "Oh, we'll use it tomorrow. I'll call Brad. I'll call Brad. I'll call Brad. I'll call you tomorrow. I'll call him tomorrow." I know they were going to do whatever they're going to do. And then they're like, "Well, we can use it tomorrow. We can sign up whenever. We don't care." They weren't using the real stuff. So what's going on, Bob Moneybags? Chips, Mug, got Chip and Chip, Chip and Chip and Chip. What up, Bob Moneybags? Zookeeper from the XRP Zoo, and I was just saying, Bob, I was so impressed. Malpass was in here earlier, and I was saying how cool it was. You guys did that epic interview with McAfee, and I love that guy. And I've been a fan of his since the '90s, man. Because I was always, I come from a tech background, and I always loved him because he was always flipping off the rest of the tech community. The tech community was going this way, and McAfee was always going that way. And they interview him in a magazine. He would always have something cool, fun to say. And the fact that you guys got him on there and did that epic, and just when you think it couldn't get any better, when you hit your 1 year anniversary, boom, you guys blew it up.
Did he say anything about living in Belize? Did you have any Belize stories?
I don't think he said anything about Belize, but he did. I'm going to share the link with you, but he said a lot of fun stuff, and it's great, man. He's got zero filter. He built himself a Faraday bed, a housing so he can't be tracked, so that no signal goes in or out.
By the way, this watch has a Faraday cage on it.
Does it?
Yeah, that's why it's so thick. It's a big iron cage around it, which makes it, anti-magnetic, of course.
Yeah, that's awesome. Who else came in here? We got Mark Esquera in here. What do you guys think of XLM? Look, I was actually I came to XLM first. I owned XLM prior to owning XRP. You got to remember though, back in the day, I was one of those guys that bought into the whole BTC argument of Bitcoin maximalist, and I got to go true decentralized. So I immediately was looking at XRP and XLM. I originally wanted to XLM just because I was like, it's truly decentralized, and XRP is the banker's coin, and it's centralized because it's owned. I had all those weird misconceptions. It wasn't until I started diving in and doing some research to go like, wait a minute, hold up, hold up. This is something completely different. So then I basically dumped all my XLM. But I think, look, if you buy XLM, quite honestly, I mean, it's gone up like 20 some percent. It was at 5. It's going, I think it's at 7-ish. I don't know. I haven't looked at check price in a while. Look, you're going to make money. It's going to hit 20. It's going to hit 25. There's a really good project built on top of XLM, which is called MobiPay. What I like about MobiPay is they're leveraging, and the reason they went to XLM versus an XRP, they again want to decentralize for all the same BTC Maxi reasons. But the MobiPay, what I really love about this project is they have, instead of looking for users and adoption, like for example, there's a new startup ride sharing program in Miami that has 80,000 people on an app, right? 80,000 people that are using an application. So guess what? Boom, MobiPay's plugged in, and now you have 80,000 adopters. They have the best strategy that I've seen in the industry for going after stuff that what are you doing?
Just looking around.
Just looking.
I'm listening,
Yeah, the
active
MobiPay.
listening. I was looking at
MobiPay.
Trexie XRP says that Matt Mellon died with what was that? Was it 60 million? Was it 6 million?
Who was that?
The Mellon.
Oh, the Melon guy.
Bank
Yeah, the Melon guy. Yeah, it was some amazing amount of 60. I don't know what it was. Maybe
Did you
it's
give
60
me
million.
Did you give me your wallet password when you check out?
I have it. I haven't saved places, but I do have that to give you to
You
take
should
back
give it
with
to
you.
me, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So he
I'll put it in
can.
the briefcase with the handcuffs on it.
Yeah, that's a good
It'll be
idea.
one piece of paper inside the briefcase.
It's good. And you open his giant briefcase, another one.
A briefcase. I
You
have
go
to
like
find
this.
one. I gotta find a briefcase.
Yeah, who has a briefcase anymore?
I
You know
want
what I
a
mean?
brown leather one with nice
Yeah.
stitching.
I am a backpack guy. I've been a backpack guy for a long time. I like backpacks. I put everything in there. You know, it's funny. I didn't bring it to the weddings yesterday. We were doing a little bit of setup over there, and they're like, "Then we have like those twist ties. You know those tie things you put in your
Oh, zip ties.
zip ties." I have the zip ties. I have like everything in there. I got multiple batteries in there. It's just like it's almost like a bug out bag. I don't have everything, but I've got multiple things in there to keep. You know, if I get stranded or something,
Zip ties will get you far.
there's always
The
some
bug
like
out
food stuff,
situation.
some kind of substantive food thing in there in case you get, your car jumps into a ditch and you can't get this somebody for a couple days. I don't know, all that weird stuff. Thanks for the info. You guys are awesome. Just hear the rumors that XRP to gold, gold to XLM being silver in the coming years. Yeah, Matt, thanks, Mark. Appreciate that. Those kudos. Yeah, I want to do a breakdown of MobiPay. I actually want to probably have him on this channel. I want to let you guys know too that we got a really cool interview coming up this week. It's going to be coming up. We have the CTO from a very important project, a project that I'm so jazzed about is one of the coolest things I think that's happened this year. I'm kind of teasing a little bit, but we did a nice little interview, and it's also it's not only myself, but it's also Jeff, who usually he anchors this position on Saturday mornings, but he had something to do with the family today. He couldn't do it.
You had a wedding, maybe.
No, it wasn't a wedding. It was something else. He had another family event. He had another family event. We got the wedding. So, but he had to do something on this day. But check this out. This channel, we're gonna be podcasting pretty soon, so you'll be able to take us with you. You can hear us. You'll be able to see stuff. But this interview is really good. I love. We asked a lot of questions that have not been asked from this company and a little bit, and we're gonna send that out. And we got some other exciting guests coming up in the space as well. People running some really important projects. And again, we're all about blockchain. We support the O ecosystem. A rising tide floats all boats. When it rises, we rise together. And we're not maxis, right? We say, look, do your research, find a project you like. They're not all gonna make it, but you have to figure out which ones you dig, right? I mean, we dig what? What are we into? We're in XRP, yeah.
Yep.
Damn straight we are, bro. Damn straight we are.
XRP, baby.
XRP, baby. So I just wanted to thank everybody for coming in here. It was a little impromptu, a little bit different than our normal ones. And I just wanted to say, Chip here, signing off. And what are we gonna say? What's your sign? Well, you have to have some sign off here, man. You have some special
I'll
sign.
just join in with you.
What are you gonna say, man? You gonna sign off?
Check out Crappy Luxury's channel, Crappy Luxury.
Crappy Luxury, he's a watch guy.
Crappy Luxury is hilariously funny. I think he has 1,000 subs total now, but he's a fine character that talks about watches, but he doesn't have any watches.
This is great. It's like people talking about cryptocurrency, they don't own any cryptocurrency.
It's fantastic.
And there might be some people there too. We just don't know. Thank you, Patricia. I appreciate that as well. Mike Smith says XRP will go to the moon in 18 months' time. Yeah, and I think see, now you're being realistic, Mike. Yeah, it'll break the all-time high, and that's what's really good.
I got 18 months. I got that. I can wait on that.
God willing, I think you're
Well, it'll pass. It'll continue through. That'll be nice.
it sure will, man.
Once I'm gone.
Hey, this is Chip and Chip. This is XRP Minute on the chain. Go to onthechain.io. Go ahead and sign up at the very bottom. Scroll down there. Go ahead, put your thing, and we're going to start notifying you of the upcoming some of these cool interviews that we have coming up. But go to onthechain.io. You'll be able to also log into our other YouTube channel. This is the live channel. We have the other channel for simply uploading. That's my take. That's his take. Chips out.